What's up, Ravens fans? 2 preseason games are in the books, and we have lots of questions right now. Everyone wants to know who's going to be on this 53-man roster and who's going to be the starter. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the questions. The first question today comes from Simon, and the question is, if Dennis Pitta is hurt for 2 to 3 more weeks, is he going to be on the 53-man squad? He hasn't practiced, Ryan, for a couple of weeks now, has that broken finger.
Right.
So is there a chance he gets left off the 53?
No, there is no chance that Dennis Pitta gets left off this roster. Dennis Pitta is your best pass-catching tight end that you have on this team. Yes, Benjamin Watson's coming off a career year, but there's no replacing the chemistry between Joe Flacco and Dennis Pitta. And yes, some of that chemistry will be tested because Dennis hasn't been on the field, not only for the past couple years because of the hip and now because of the finger, but when we saw him come back in early training camp and the offseason practices, it was like he never left. So I think there's no way that Dennis Pitta is left off this roster. If he has to miss a game or two, that's not what you want, but that's fine. They're still going to carry him on the 53.
But take this a next step further. Does he now become the number 2 or number 3 tight end behind some of these other guys? I mean, is Benjamin Watson now the clear number 1, and then Crockett Gilmore is now back, and he's looked pretty decent? So does Dennis Pitta fall behind them? That's, to me, kind of the next step of this question.
He could have some ground to make up, yes, but once Dennis Pitta is on the field, I think it will become abundantly clear what he provides to this offense, and he will quickly move back up that depth chart.
The next question deals with the offensive line, and the question is, Alex Lewis is getting playing time with the starters at left guard. Will we see both Ronnie Stanley and Alex Lewis start week 1? Well, that'd be interesting. 2 rookies on the left side of your offensive line. I'm going to say yes. I think that they are going to be your 2 starters week 1. And the thing with Alex Lewis is I like this guy. I mean, we're
both on that train.
Yeah, we've been singing his praises since the time he got here. He reminds me a little bit of Kelechi Osemele in the sense that he played left tackle in college, got a ton of starts under his belt at Nebraska. So there is a bit of
big, physical.
Yeah, I mean, he can be a mauler in there at the left guard spot. The question here is when John Urschel gets back on the field, because Urschel was the clear starter before he came down with a contusion, and he's missed about 2 weeks now. And so when is he going to get back on the field? Because if he's not back, then I think right now Alex Lewis is in the driver's seat. And then one other thing, Vladimir Dukas, don't sleep on him because the veteran, the Ravens picked him up in the offseason. Nobody's talked about him, but he is getting reps out there with the first-team offense.
Would you be concerned with 2 rookies? I think that's kind of the crux of this question. You have 2 rookies on the left side of your line, Joe Flacco coming off a knee injury.
I don't think it's what you draw up. I don't think it's necessarily what you want, but if the 2 rookies are your best options.
They're your best options if they were the most talented guys.
Right. Then I would be less concerned about. You don't just put somebody else out there to say, well, they're not as good, but they have experience.
Exactly.
That's not the route you go.
I would agree. Our last question comes from Jordan Yarbrough, and Jordan asks, who do you think our nickel cornerback should be, Will Davis or Jerraud Powers? I'm going to say Jerraud Powers is still probably in the lead for that nickel position. I know he missed the tackle in Indianapolis, and he had a couple completions against him in Carolina, but let's not forget, it's the preseason.
Right.
And I think Jerraud Powers is a veteran cornerback who knows what he's doing. You know, they even said they put him in some difficult spots against Carolina. So I think that Jerraud Powers is going to be just fine. I would expect him to be that guy in the slot with probably backup Will Davis. I mean, Will's new to the nickel position, and that's a difficult position to learn. So I think he'll be the backup. And let's not forget about the 4th-round rookie Tavon Young. He's a guy that we've also really sung his praises. So once he's back healthy and playing in games again, I think he's also going to be a guy who makes this roster and could fill in if something were to happen to Jerraud Powers.
Well, we'll see how this all plays out. 3rd preseason game, that's kind of the final dress rehearsal. That's going to be Saturday at M&T Bank Stadium. That's coming to you on our partner, WBAL. So make sure you check that out, and we appreciate your questions. Send them in each and every week. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.